Hello, hello. Sandy from Doux Designs. Tonight, we are going to color up this cutie that I'm cutting out right now because I figured it's better to do it right now while I'm waiting for you guys to join me. Those on YouTube are probably already on, but you can fast forward this part if you'd like. But I'm just doing basically fussy cutting the inside because I've already fussy cut the rest of her. I just didn't get it completely done before the live kicked on. So, hello, Diana. So I'm almost done, and then I'm going to grab my little sticky mat so we can color on this sticky mat. And since you're on, well, there's several other people on. Why doesn't someone say hello so I can make sure I can see comments and so forth? This is this villain from the Super Villains stamp set at Doux Designs. And I'm going to switch it up just a little bit, so bear with me. Normally, when I'm doing the superheroes, I would choose a superhero type. I see people jumping in and out, but I don't see any comments. So there we go. Hi, Donnell. So normally I would use the superhero, the comic universe paper pad, but tonight, no, well, Donnell, it looks like there's a whole bunch of other people on, but they're just not commenting. So you're not the only one here. You're just the only one that said hello. Well, except for Dale. Hello, Dale. He's in the living room. So tonight I decided to shake it up a little bit, and we're going to go back and use the Interstellar paper pad, just so you guys can see how to use it in other ways other than just the space type theme that we have with it. This paper pad has the space theme on one side. There's also this one, which is the buildings, and this one, which gives you a whole nother scene. Hi, Diana. And then this side right here gives you cloud, nebulous kind of scene. So I'm going to put her on here. And then I'm going to make tonight a little bit of a different card. It's kind of been that sort of mode I've been in, is what other kind of card can I make than just the typical A2 card? Just been on a roll. So tonight we're going to make it with a gift card holder. So I'll be showing you that. I've already picked the papers that I want to use. So they're going to consist of 3 sheets. These were leftover papers, so this is one of the space themes on the back. Has like some cool colors in it. We'll be using this one with the purple in it. It's space on the back but purple on the front. And then we'll be using this one with the night, and then that one's on the back. So we're going to use, this is our color scheme. So when we're choosing colors for our girl, we want to incorporate it somehow with the paper so that we can see what it looks like. And then we're also going to use probably the Ninja Star, or this Ninja Star, or that one of those Ninja Stars to decorate our inside of our gift card holder. So we're going to use the sentiments, some of the little accent pieces that I gave you in the stamp set, and then we're going to color up this girl right here. Now, I really love her. I really love her. She makes me very happy. So she's a little bit on the side of cheetah, a little bit on the side of almost like a vampire look to her, you know, because her teeth are sharpened, which could just be cheetah, but, and then she has a small little outfit on, a top and a bottom, and then the rest you can see her skin, and the spots are like her cheetah spots, which you can make any color you want. And then she of course has cheetah ears, but she looks like a regular person. She has gloves on. It's just super cute. So we're going to color her up. And we're going to do the coloring first, and then we'll throw the card together. I will give you the measurements for the card. They're right here. We'll go over the measurements as we're putting it together. So if you're interested in making it yourself, you can certainly copy the pattern that I'm going to use. So I will go over that in a little bit. Right now I'm going to grab me a swatch of paper so that we can choose our colors for our cheetah girl. So let's zoom on in. I'm going to move that over to the left, to my left. And then I'm going to grab my Copic holder so you guys will be able to see what number I'm on. And then usually my regulars who are generally here almost every single time, they haven't popped in yet, but they will. So we'll get to going and they'll be here shortly. So with the cheetah girl, I kind of think she needs a little bit of a brownish but yet yellow-ish tone to her. So we're going to try and mix a couple of colors tonight to see if we can come up with that particular type of color. So I'm just pulling out some E's and some YR colors. And then we're going to mix those up and see what we get. So let's practice real quick. The darkest one that I pulled out is E39. So that would be my shadow on this girl. And then I have YR24 and E37. Let's test which one would be more dark. So that was the 37. Yep, definitely the 37. And this one is the 24. So since I'm going to be going that dark, I'm going to take the E39 out and we're going to use the E37 as our darkest color. Because we don't really need two browns back to back to do this skin color. So then I'm going to try, I have this E35. Yeah, that's going to be a good transition between those two colors. So we're going to grab this E35 next. And that blends really nicely, so we shouldn't have any problems there. And then we're going to grab that YR24. Brings us into that orangey yellowish look. And then I'm going to try YR23, which is a little bit more yellowish, if you will. And then we're going to jump in with E33. See, if we put E33 over top of those other colors, it'll tone down that orange and kind of give us a little bit more of a brown color. So I really like that. This is stuck to my desk. I have a bad feeling I can't see comments, and I really hate when that happens. But look, that's a really nice blended color there. So that's what we're going to use for her skin tone. Now, we're not going to do her spots first because I like to wait on the spots since I'm going to make them darker. And I don't want anyone to be able to, I don't want to mess them up. You know, I don't want to drag the color out and so forth. So, everything okay?
Yeah, this is pushing up against the thing, shaking.
Shaking it? Oh, okay. This is E47.
And that's the last comment.
Okay, this is E47, and this one is pretty dark. So I think I'm going to use that as the shadow color for the spots, and then I'll come in with the E37 and mix those two together for the spots. They're so tiny, I don't want a whole lot, but her skin will look like this, and her spots will look like that. I think that'll work really nicely, so we'll roll with that for now. Okay, we're going to need a little bit of a color for blush. So I'm going to try this R12. And what I'm going to do is just kind of put it over top of this just to see if we'll be able to see it. And I don't really feel like that's quite dark enough to show rosy cheeks. So I'm going to switch it to, I'm going to try E22 and see what I think on that one. So that one's a bit better. I think it's going to help. But I think we may have to play around with it a little bit. So I'm going to hold both of those colors out, R22 and R12. We'll just see how light her cheeks are when we start coloring all the colors in. Because I think we could get there with a mix between the two. This one is super light, but you can still see it. And so if we mix it with that one, it should be perfect. Now, I haven't decided on her hair or anything like that yet. Let's just get started on her skin tone. I don't know where all my friends are tonight, but we will see all of them in a little while. Okay, so E37, we're going to start with that. Then we're going to go to E35, then YR24, YR23, and E33. Super, super cute. Here we go. You guys ready? I'm super ready. Here we go. You know, because it's a superhero. I'm super ready. Is that that pun on words? Okay, E37. This is where we're going to put shadow. So I'm gonna get real close up here. It's gonna be along her hairline, and I'm gonna skip over the little spots, but if I go into it, it's not really that big of a deal because this is going to be the color I'm going to use on the spots, and then a darker color for shadow. So it's not too bad if I go over them. So I'm going to start with this. I think I heard somebody screaming outside. It startled me for a moment. And then I'm also going to do just a little bit down the side right here. And then I like to do a bit inside the ear. So cute. Hi, Beth. There you are. I was wondering where everyone was tonight. And then I'm going to go along this part where her face kind of goes over her body, because she would have a bit of shadow there. I'm also going to put just a teeny bit right here. What I can tell is that this marker is extremely juicy. You tell how wet it looks, so I'm kind of watching it as I color, so that it doesn't blob on my paper, which it usually doesn't when the other end's open, so I don't have to worry about that, but I do kind of look at it. Hello, everyone. Late. Lost at cards tonight. Oh, no. Well, we're going to do fun stuff here, so we'll get your mood back up. Do the underside of this arm. We're gonna make a like a gift card holder card for this girl, and we're gonna use the Interstellar paper. So I know that sounds kind of crazy with the superheroes and villains, but I think you guys will like it. So this is her tummy area right here, and we're just gonna put a little bit in there. I want to keep that kind of light so you can see it different from her clothes when we get there. And I put her in these cute little teeny tiny shorts. She can move a lot faster. She doesn't have a whole lot of clothes. So we want her to be fast. You could make her a hero if you wanted. You know, it's up to you. I put her in the villain set, but I think she's really cool. She might be my favorite, but then again, I'm inclined to like the villains, you know, like Maleficent, and yeah. I'm not a villain, but I like the villains. I'm just going along the bottom of her tail to put in just a little bit of that shadow in there. And then this side at the top. So I kind of switch sides. There we go. So cute. That is our shadow area. Now I am going to want, we don't know what color hair she's going to have, but I am going to want a little bit of this ear area to have a little bit of the dark, because I am going to keep the ears in the same color as like the skin. And I know it's weird because she's got regular people hair sort of, and ears like this and ears like this. Two different kinds of ears. It's just all kinds of interesting. It's like she converted from one to the other. It's interesting. But it makes her cool. Alright, so E35 is next. And this one we're going to blend out from where we put that last color. And now we're going to get significantly lighter. So if we happen to go over these little spots, whatever color we're going to use on the spots is going to be darker. So don't stress if you go over them. It's not going to be, you know, life-changing or anything. Going to be no problem at all. We can always fix whatever we're doing, so don't stress. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Look how smooth and pretty that color is already. Okay, I'm going to take this down over that shoulder. But you know how we talk, we don't want any square pointed areas. So I had to smooth that out a little bit. And then we're going to do down this cheek just a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to the body. I'm not going to do much more on the little face right now. Now I'm just coloring in some little areas that I think would have a bit of shadow. I am trying to keep her a little bit on the lighter side. So just a little bit here, a little bit there. Not too much yet until the colors start getting lighter, but we got that yellow coming in and, you know, a few of those other colors, so it'll be interesting. Just moving along here. I'm just going to kind of just dabble along the edge instead of like actually coloring in. I'm just going to kind of dabble there a little bit. You'd make a Spice Girl card. Oh my goodness, that would be awesome. She would be pretty cool for that. You could also make her look a little bit like, I don't know, kind of like a bat is what I was thinking, but she's got cheetah spots, but
And a tail.
and a tail. That's true. I don't know. We can always figure out something to manipulate and cut her little ponytail off. Lots of things you can do. Lots and lots. There's always ideas. I always love to hear what everybody else wants to do with their girls. So this is the YR24. This is going to start going into that orangey yellow look. So I definitely want to get a little bit on every area that has brown for her so that we can keep up with that that consistent color change on all of it. Again, I'm not real worried about these spots. If I go over them, it doesn't matter because I'm going to use a darker color. So not really worried about them. Not too much. Just blending this out. I don't know if you saw the card that Timothy made. He made her purple. Oh, I was so tempted to use that idea tonight, but I decided that I would do more of her outfit in purple than her body, you know? So I am going to go ahead and touch underneath her eye with this color that I have right now. So I feel like it's a good base color for her. Just filling in, you know, a little bit further than where I went before. It's kind of that same, I'm just saying the same thing. And this, I want to go along the top of her leg this time as well. like this color. This color makes me really happy. It's turning out very nice, and I can already tell that it's going to blend like really smooth and be really pretty when we get done. I can already see it coming through. Okay, so that was YR24. We have 2 more colors plus our cheek color. So this one is even more yellow. Remember, this is the YR23. We're going to do this one, and then we'll do the cheek color, and then we'll come in with the last color. So, going to start here. You know, when there's not a lot of people jumping on the live, I feel like, am I on the wrong night? Am I on the wrong time? Am I... It always kind of throws me off, but sometimes it's just activities. I know kids just started school, and so we may have to look into different times or days. Well, at least my grandson just started school, so I know that parents could be super busy with that. I am going to go around her mouth with this one, with this color, because I don't want to color into her teeth, so if I keep some color around it, I'll be less likely to hit that area. I'm going to come down just a little bit more on this one because we really only have one more color. There we go. So just leaving her a little bit for cheeks and whatever else. Watching but eating dinner. Oh, that's good. Multitasking. Look at you go. So now we're going to add just a little bit more of this color to each area, leaving just very slight small areas for the lightest color. I'm feeling a little better now, but I wasn't feeling too well today either, so towards the closest to her, I wanted to keep that. I wanted to go ahead and fill that in, but then further away, I'm going to leave a little bit for that last color. And I do want a little bit of this is going to be in her ear, but we're going to do that with the next color. And we may go back with, let's go back right now with the E35 and just kind of touch a bit in her ear. Because we're going to put that pink, but she needs a bit of shadow up there. So now we have the 2 pinks. So we have E22 and R12. Let's put just a teeny bit of this R22. So I'm literally just going to do one little swipe. Well, maybe 2 on this side because her cheek is bigger. And then we're going to do just a little bit up there in her ear. Just because we want this to have a little bit more pink than normal cheeks would. So now we're going to go in with our R12 and soften that up a little bit. So we're going to do quite a bit more, just kind of softening that really pinkish color. And we're going to hope the next color doesn't wash it out too much because I kind of like it. So her little ear and her little cheeks look rosy to me, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. And now the last color that we have is E33. And I'm going to test covering that pink up here, and it looks like it did really nicely. So I just need to be careful with the cheeks. Okay, so we're going to finish the ear. And then we're going to touch this area right here and the cheeks. This one is pretty dark. I'm not sure how dark I want this to be. So I am touching extremely light with my color because I don't want to darken this up too much. So what I thought was I'll put a little bit of this on here, and then I'm going to pull the E31 and kind of touch up and blend that out a little bit to keep that real light color in there. Because I don't want to lose that yellowish golden color that she has. So I'm just going to put a teeny bit here. It's going to look funny right now, but it's because I'm going to blend it out with E31. I didn't grab that one at first, but I know that I need it. So 31 will be much lighter, so I'll be able to blend those areas that didn't blend out real well without changing up the color too much. I feel like it needs a little bit of yellow right there in the center of her face. I don't know. It looks all right. I missed this right up by her eye too. I'm not sure why I skipped that area, but I think we're going to need to fill that in. So I'm going to grab my E35 and kind of just put a bit of that darker color in there. I don't know why I didn't go right up to the eye before. Sometimes we do strange stuff when we color, but look at how smooth and beautiful her skin looks. I really like it. So I'm just going to kind of touch anywhere that doesn't look completely smooth down here and just smooth it out with this E31. Right now it looks a little bit messy around my little spots, but don't worry, it's going to be fine, I promise. All right, so there we go. Feel pretty good about those. Our spots are going to be E47 and 37. We only need 2 colors. So 47 is really dark. That's the one we're going to start with. And I'm really just going to put, like up here by her hairline, I'm going to put just one little line of this color closest to her hair. And then when we start getting down here, they'll be moving around depending on where the shadow might be. So for this one, just a little bit here. So I'm not filling in the whole thing. You can if you want, but I kind of want a little bit of a two-tone going on. So I'm just kind of filling out one side of that little spot. There's a little bit of detail that goes along with this, so if you don't want to do that, you can just do it all in one color. It's up to you, but sometimes I just like there to be a little added on there, so it's the overachiever thing in me. You know, gotta be good, but gotta add extra because it just makes you happy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The ones on her belly, I'm just gonna color those in this dark color. They're so small and tiny and hidden under her shirt that I'm okay with it not. This one in the back, then along the bottom. This one's so tiny. You just pick one of the colors and do it in that color if it's too small. Imagine drawing all of these teeny tiny little spots. It's a lot of work as well. Okay. E37, this is the last one, so this is where we're going to color in all those spots and just finish them off. This is a little bit of a different tone in this color, so it'll look a little bit brighter in those areas. Bless you. But it's going to match that up very, very nicely. So they're not real dark, but they're perfect. I like them just the way they are. So I'm pretty happy with that. I really like coloring her. I can't imagine, like maybe I need to do her in like rainbow hair and rainbow spots and just really kick her up a notch. I think that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so now all her spots are colored in. And she's pretty cool looking. I'm not gonna lie, I love her. I'm gonna hold her up so you can see her a little bit closer if you want. But there you go. There she is in all her beauty. I like it. I'm happy. I see one spot I want to smooth out just a little bit is right here. I just saw one spot when I held her up. And so I wanted to fix that little spot. And I think we're good. All right, so now our pattern papers are these colors right here. So we need to choose some colors for her outfit and her hair that will match these. So we could do, I guess, since there aren't a lot of people here, maybe I'll do her, oh, we missed her tongue. Let's do her tongue while I'm thinking about it. R22, we're just going to use the same colors we used for her cheeks. I'm not going to do her teeth because they're supposed to be white. And then R12, and this will get her inside of her mouth done. There we go. That. Yay. All right. I'm thinking about doing, like, maybe we should do her hair in, like, blue or purple. Let's try these. Let's play around with these colors. 66, 63. I think I might actually mix them. I think I might actually mix them with the blues. I am just grabbing colors I know are going to match that paper at some point. I'm not sure how I'm going to blend them together yet, but I know they're going to match that paper. And that's the important part. Matching with the paper. Let's see, blue, and then we need a really light blue. She's really cool. She's going to be even more cool when we get done. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Like, I have big ideas for her, and I think we're going to stick with mostly these blues and purples, like, for the whole rest of her. So hair and clothes and everything. So I have a bunch of colors here. These are the ones I want to mix together. So what we need to decide is, like, the hair. So I think I want to mix the blue and the purple together for the hair. Hey, Mom. Hey, it's nice to see you guys popping on now. There y'all are. Okay, let me just test. I always get confused on which one. This B79 is more purple. The B69, I think, is more blue. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I always get confused because they do kind of look purple, but see, that's the 79 and that's the 69. 79 has a little purple tint and 69 has blue. So I'm going to set those on different spots on my desk so I can keep them separated. All right. I know that one of my darkest purples is going to be V09. So there's that one, but then that goes nicely with that one, but too close in color for me to use for the hair. So I have to pick one of the two. And then the next one that's in blue, B18. Kind of feel like that goes together. Let's see, let me scoot it up so you can see it. Not sure, but maybe. And then, like, if we go back and forth, blue, purple. Nope, too light. I need darker than that. V06, I think, might do it. Yeah, it doesn't blend at all. You see that? No movement at all. So that is not going to work. Maybe we'll do the top part of her hair one color and the ends of it another. I don't know. We're going to mix it up. I just don't know how yet. This is all just kind of popping in my head. So let's come up with a blue combination. This is B18. And then I'm going to go to B16. I like those together. What happens if you go to B06. Is it lighter? Oh, it's darker. Nice. Okay, so I'd rather have those two together, B18 and B06. And then we'll go to B04. Perfect. And then B02. And I left 16 completely out, so I don't really need that right now for this combination. Next I have, okay, so this one is the blue and this one is the purple. So there's the blue and here's the purple. So if I use this one as my darkest color, that's the B79. And I added this V09. Probably need to do them the opposite way because this one I think is darker. Then B79, lighter. Still has a little blue in it. And then I have V06 and I have a B66. Which one? Let's go with this one. B66. Nice. That one works. 79 and 66. And then I think if we wanted to, we could then roll into this one, which is V06. This might be the hair color right here. Right here. V06. And then let's go to this B15. Not quite as bright as I was looking for. So let's go to, let's see what V04 looks like. Ooh, that's way too bright. You know, when you have something in your head, you've already decided you want it to be like that color, you can't get it out of your head. Okay, what about this was 15. Yep, nope, that's too dull. What about 17? Nope, too purple. V12. Wow. Okay, striking out all the way around. So maybe we need to go to a blue. From V06, we need to go to a blue. So this is V06. Let's try the B63. That kind of falls in that B category. So, too light. Way too light. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those B's. I don't use them all that often simply because they do kind of frustrate me with their colors. So I say we are just going to go to that lighter color. We're just going to go to almost like a pink. So I think I'm going to use, I want to say I'm going to use this one. I mean, we're going to give a really light colored hair. I feel like purple is the most troublesome color family for Copics. It seems like not enough options and tough to do transitions. Yeah, I've done it for a long time, so I usually have a kind of a pattern of what I would do with those. They were challenging in the beginning. If I play around enough, I can get the colors that I want, but they are a little bit challenging. But for me, I think the other challenging one for me is the blues. When I want a specific bold blue or a specific, I mean, I just struggle with them. I mean, like you get blue jean blue, but you don't get like very good royal blue. You might have one or two, but then you struggle with the last one like we were just doing just now. So yeah, I have that problem too, but I have it a lot with blue. I tend to go back to the same blue ones. Okay, so here's what I have settled on for the hair. This is V09. This is B79. This is B66. Ooh, I think I want to reverse these. This is V06. Yep, I'm going to reverse these two colors. So let's try that one more time just so you guys can see. I keep these scraps when I cut stuff out, and then that way I just have scraps to lay around to test this stuff with, and it works really good. Okay, so that was B79. This is V06. This is B66. So we're kind of going the light, then the blue, the purple, the blue, the purple, and then we're going to end off with V05, which is, yes, going to be a little bit on the pink side. But I think we're going to be okay. We'll get there. I mean, you know, there's tip to tip and all those fun things, but I think this is what we're going to do our hair in. It's kind of cool. It's going to have some highlights in some colors and some in others. It's going to be neat. And then we have the blue color to do part of our outfit, and then we'll pull in our regular purple color for the rest, and we'll go from there. So I think we're good. Although I did just notice I missed coloring her, like her little neck area right there. So I'm going to go in real quick and take care of that with our colors we used. So this is E37, and I'm just going to put just a teeny bit up there by the neck. If you'll notice on this one, I did not put a base color, which we do with regular skin tone, but I did not do that with this one. And then I'm going to go in with her YR24. And then I'm going to come in with the E35 and finish it up. So I just chose 3 of the 5 or 6 colors we used for the skin to kind of get it to match everything else. So that works out really good. And those of you who are curious, we're going to start with the hair so that you can see how it turns out. And then we'll pick the accent colors on the rest of her outfit based on what color her skin turns out to be. I mean, honestly, we're trying to match these colors, and they really have blue and purple together. So I think mixing them up is gonna work out. So here we go. These are the colors we have in this order: V09, B79, V06. I know this sounds like a crazy combination. B66 and V05. But when we get done, it's not going to be one smooth color. I want there to be highlights. I want there to be interesting colors in there. So as we've done in the past, when we're trying to leave some highlight, I want to leave some highlight in this very bright azalea color. That's the color of the marker. I'm just going to put some highlights in here right now. Just a little bit under the hair. It will also help blend these colors into each other a little bit better to put just a little bit in here. I'm putting a little more than highlights, but I want there to be some under color for this, and then some of it won't get covered up, and that will be my highlights. So we'll just go as we go and see what happens. There we go. So we have some, you know, pink in there. Now we're going to pretend like that's not there, and we're going to go to our darkest color, which is V09, and we're going to start putting some dark shadows in here. So I want under her ear, I want along this ear, right there. And then I'm going to start doing these a bit of brush strokes from here with this color. I'm not going to do them like completely side by side because I'm going to come in with the blue and alternate that so that it'll look purple and blue, depending on which direction you're looking at her from. So this one, I'm going to put the purple here, but I'll come in with the blue and go the other way. Same thing on that one. I'm going to put real close to her head with this purple, like right here by her face. All the way down, right there. And then I'm going to do a few of them up from her hand, just so we get a little bit of that dark purple in there as well. Oh, I already like the color. But I like purple, so that happens. You know, when you're a purple, team purple girl, it just, the way I roll. Now, up close to the ponytail, I need some darkness back there. Just because your ponytails are always darkest where they're all folded together. And then where they scrunch and come out, you know. So we're just doing some of those little strokes. I'm skipping a bit of space so I can use the blue. And then up under her ear, I'm going to do some down here as well. This is not really going to be the typical how I do hair because we're trying to mix in other colors. It's just going to be a unique way of doing it. So I'm not going to blend. We're going to play with these colors and just kind of add them in as we go to get a different variation of colors. Then B79 is next. That's the one that's going to be purpley blue. It's called Iris. So it's going to have some blue in there. Now we're going to follow along kind of where we put those last colors, but hopefully you'll be able to tell. I'll hold it up close so you can really see it, but I can see the big difference between the blue and the purple. Bluish purple and the very vibrant purple. So I'm just adding kind of in between where I put those other colors. So for this one, I wanted to go down from here with the blue. And I don't want to blend these together all that much. I really want you to see all the streaks of color in her hair, almost like a rainbow kind of coloring. So we're not going to do a lot of blending like we normally do with hair. We are going to see all the strands of hair. I'm going to start on a few of these that are inside her ear. And then we're going to work a little bit up here in this ponytail. So when you're doing something like this, you almost have to just keep going. Don't stop. Don't be like, oh, this looks like a mess. Nothing lines up. Nothing matches. It's okay. This is experimenting. And I'm not afraid to experiment on a live video. It's either going to work or it's not. And if it doesn't, well, then you'll know not to do it. And if it does, then you'll know a new technique to try. So that's kind of how I do it. So I'm not afraid to try anything once. Just don't stop when you're in the middle of it, because that's kind of how you get to learning different techniques, is to just keep going till the end. And sometimes you'll surprise yourself at how much it will work versus not working. Okay, this is the V06. So this is a really light color. Not as light as V05, but bright is what I mean. It's going to be very, very bright. So again, I'm going to try to go in white areas to get that additional color in here now, because this is a little bit different color than the other one is. So add that in. Stick. My sticky mat, I'm going to need to spray it with that pixie spray to get it to stick a little better. It's starting to lose its sticky. Probably because I put my hand on it all the time. But look, that's looking pretty cool. It's not totally done yet, but I'm kind of liking it. Now we're going to go this way. you can almost see all of the colors in there, separate but meshed, if that makes sense. Our gift card holder that we're gonna make tonight, I'm gonna give you the measurements, but I've already cut the paper, so we'll just kind of go over it and then put it together, so it shouldn't take us too long to like complete that. All right, now the next color is the B66, and then after B66 we're back to that base color we put on there. So we need to be careful with the B66 because it's going to be more on the blue side. Let me show you. See? So it's going to be significantly different than what we're doing, and we don't want to cover up all of our pretty pinkish purple that's in there. So I'm going to do this one the same way I did the other ones, with just trying to touch in areas where there's white, leaving some of them for the other color that we have left. So I don't want them all side by side. I want to leave some of those. I want all the colors to show. So see how I added that one in the white area only, so that you would see that. It would stand out. Right up close to her face, I'm going to add a little bit in here because it would stay really dark down there. All right, now we're going to go along this area next. And I'm doing this with an extremely light pressure because I don't want to put a whole lot of color in here, but I do want to kind of touch this color into it. I kind of went outside the lines right there, but we'll fix that with the colorless blender. Now we're back to that highlight color that we wanted in our girl's hair, which is that VO5. And this is going to kind of brighten up those colors that we put in there to start off with. So we're going to go over top of and extend from where we put those original colors in to cover up any white areas and fill in the color. So it kind of brightens up where I wanted those highlights to be. Not going over the whole thing. If you go over the whole thing, you're going to blend it all together and it's not going to give you the variation of color that we were looking for. So don't do that. Just placing that color where we want. This is where, when you're first trying these type of things out, this is where you decide if you need more detail of something or not. So I like the way it looks, but I need more hair detail right here. Otherwise, it just doesn't look like strands of hair very well. So I feel like I have plenty of bluish color in there. So I'm going to go back in with my darkest color, which is VO9. And I'm just going to turn this around so she's in the direction I want her to be. Because I want to put a few, just sometimes I'm going to touch the paper and sometimes I'm not. I just want to get strands of hair in there. Just really tiny, tiny strands of hair. So it doesn't just look like this great big blotch of hair. Do you see how much that changed just doing that little bit right there? And since that is pretty dark, I'm going to add a couple of more darker ones going along this way right here and a little bit this way. This is just going to build out those strands of hair and define them a little bit better. I mean, I like that a lot better. We need a little bit more detail down here, so really fine lines, very small, very tiny. We're just putting them anywhere so that it looks like hair. In curves, a little bit up here. Not blending, Just adding a little bit in there. And there we go. Now that like really changed the color of her hair. So in order to bring a little bit more of the blue and fill in some of that white, I'm going to go to B66. We are not going to do 79. We don't need anything that dark in color. So we're going to go along this 66 and just add a few here and there of this bluish color. Wherever it looks too light and needs a little bit more shadow, we're just going to add a teeny bit. So really work it to what makes you happy. And then when you get there, stop. I'm not quite there, but I am almost there. I think that is going to do it for me. So what I'm going to do is hold it up close so you guys can see that variation of color in the hair. You see that? So she almost looks like she has two-tone hair. She has purple and blue electric hair. That's what I'm going to call it, electric hair. In fact, I'm even going to write down that color combination because I think I need that color combination for electric. Electric hair. And I'm going to write that down real quick. Bear with me. V09. I do this sometimes when I find something that I really like. So I can use it again later without having to try to go through the process of figuring it out. And now I have it. Okay. So I love it. All right. So I think that what we can do now is, I was going to make her boots black, but I kind of think maybe not. Maybe they need to be purple. Hold on. Let me pick up these papers. Look at how this hair goes. Look. See? It is this right here, almost to a T. That's how you make that color right there. So I feel like what would be really great would be if we did blue for the outfit so that the blue will pull into this color and the hair, the vibrance of the purple will still stand out. So let's go with the blue. I'm going to skip her boots because I might want them to be black. I can't decide. I want her hair with a touch of gray for myself. Oh, that would be nice. You could put white in there too. White gel pen after the fact if you wanted. A touch of gray would be cool. I don't do gray hair very often. I probably should. But maybe it's just because I like the vibrant color, usually. All right, here's the blue color that we chose. Now there is a slight touch of that purple in there, which is good. So we're gonna start with our beast. Did we say? I don't think we decided. We need to look at that real quick. I just want to make sure I got this right. I think we're going to start with B69 and go to B18, but I need to make sure. I want to see you do her with a touch of gray and then post it in the group. B69. Then B18, I think is next. Then B06. Oh, I love that. I love it. And then B04. And I was going to go to B02, but I think I'm going to stop. I don't think I want to go any lighter than that. I mean, there is a lighter color in the sky, so we could technically go to 02, and it would get us this sky color. There's the purpley, and then right into the light color. So I'll leave it out there. Maybe we'll use it. Maybe we won't. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's that color. I mean, what can I say? I'm good at matching colors. All right, here we go. So I think to start off with, I'm going to grab the V09 before we get started, and I'm going to do the accent on her outfit. So this little part right here, just going to make that and these in the dark purple color. I'm also going to do the soles of her shoes instead of doing them in black. I'm just going to do them in this dark purple. And this one too. It keeps popping off the thing. I'm afraid I'm going to color the wrong spot. Okay, so I just wanted to get those particular lines colored in. All right, now we're going to go to our B69. Maybe we can put that real light color on her headband. Okay, so this I'm going to do right up close to her face. I want to emphasize, I know this is going to sound crazy, but we're going to emphasize this area so it stands out a little bit. And then we're going to do around the back of her hiney and her shoe that's shadowing her shorts. I'm going to skip the boots for now because I haven't decided what color I want to do them, if I want them to be really light or not. Let's just stick with her outfit. I may go with the lighter colors for the gloves and the boots, just to vary it up a little bit. Then we're going to go to B18 for her outfit. I'm just going to extend. Oh, my husband's watering the lawn again. That means the flying bugs are going to come in. I hate when that happens. I'm not a bug girl for sure. Just kind of trying to keep that shape up there of her top. I'm going to come up a little bit further on this one. Next, B06. This little outfit is super easy to do. It doesn't take very long. It's pretty small area. I want to finish off underneath here so it stays darker. And we'll get lighter on the top part. There we go. And then we're going to go to B04, and I think we may finish off this area with B04, so I'm going to go here first. Make sure I'm happy with that before I do the topper. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I'm going to stop at that. What is that?
This is math.
Bills?
No.
Yay, no bills. Okay. Then we're going to do this top part of her shirt. Want that to stand out just a little bit. So there we go. Now we have a cute little outfit on her. I'm going to make sure this blends really well. And then looking at that, I need to decide what color. What is that? Oh. I just want to make sure. I think I'm going to just go with the whole thing in these colors, but I'm going to leave off the darkest color, which is B69. So we're just going to do the blues on the boots, the gloves, and the hat, and the hair band. So B18, here we go. This will be pretty fast. I'm going to do up underneath where her hands are folded, a little bit right here, underside of her thumb, kind of in between a little bit, this underside, and I'm going to kind of do the same type of thing on the other side. underside of the thumb. I'm pretty happy with that. She's got a little bit of a fold here, so I'm going to add that in just so you can see it. Not that it'll really matter towards the end of this process. I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of this blue up there in her headband. Just a teeny bit. Now we're going to work on the boots, and the lighter part of the boot's going to be at the top, the darker is going to be at the bottom. So I'm going to do this a little bit different than I normally do shoes, just because of the way she is positioned on this one. I do the same thing with this one. That one boot is covering this boot. She's got some little folds right here. Then B06. In between the fingers. Kind of start getting some of this blue in there. Looks a little messy right now, but it's okay. Don't stress. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up. There were so many times when I learned how to color where I just wanted to give up halfway through a project thinking it was terrible and I should just stop. And a lot of people would say to me, don't stop, don't stop. And they were right. When you just step away from it and look at it the next day, you'll be surprised at how much better you like it. So every night after I finish my lives, and I will put my project that I did with you guys on my card stand. On my card stand on the corner of my desk. And then when I go to bed the next morning, the first thing I see is the card stand with my project on it, and I look at it. And there are some times when I say to Dale, I really like how that came out last night. I might not have liked it like at the moment, but now I really like it. You just get so close, you see every detail, every mistake, every little thing, even though the people who are watching probably don't know, but it's a mistake that you didn't want to do or change your mind about or whatever the case may be. You're just judgmental on yourself. So I say, if there's something you're not real crazy about, just put it away until the next day and then go back and look at it and see what you think. And you might change your mind. I won't lie, there will sometimes be projects when you still go, yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. And it's okay. It happens. Everything can't be a masterpiece every single time. But I'm going to tell you that sometimes it's the pieces I didn't like very much that everyone goes gaga over. So share, share, share. You never know. You never know. I think we're going to give her purple eyes. Okay, we are going to use the BO2. So here we go. We're going to add it to this little ponytail holder up there. We're going to add it to our little highlights down here. And I am just kind of blending this so I get a little bit smoother look right there. Kind of finishing off the little gloves. And then this side on her little gloves. Kind of softening all that up. Making it look nice and smooth. Going over top of that transition spot so we can work out that that line that you can see. That's what I'm doing right now. So it's a little bit smoother. That's what I wanted. My mom said you're the only person who will see your mistakes. It's so true. It is so, so true. So I'll tell you this. One time I wanted to, okay, I'm going to tell you this secret about me. One time I wanted to apply for this design team and I wanted it really, really bad. So I took this very detailed, very complicated image to color. And I was coloring everything and I had everything done except for the skin tone. And the ink blobbed on my paper. I hadn't learned to take the other cap off, the other end of the cap off. I hadn't learned that yet. The ink blobbed all over my paper and ruined it. And it was like a girl playing a guitar, standing in front of a motorcycle and blah, blah, blah. And I had really worked hard on that motorcycle and the guitar and all this stuff. I mean, I'd spent a long time. And so I was devastated when it ruined the picture. So I cut the head out and put a new head on top of it. And when I made it into the card and I submitted that, and they never knew. They never knew that I pieced the two pieces together. So you make a mistake, but not everybody can see it. You know, they don't know that you did that. And if you don't tell anybody, they're never going to know. And honestly, you could probably, if you went way back on my Instagram, you can probably see that picture out there right now. Still out there with no negative responses on it. So don't be discouraged. When I say you can always fix it, I am not kidding. You can always fix it somehow. I want 3 colors for the eyes, and I want to jump high in between them. So I'm trying to find the right colors. I think that one's not going to work. All right, we're going to do my initial thought. V09. I thought V06. And then I thought V05. Yep, we should just do that. Happy little clouds. That's right. Just don't get discouraged. Just keep going. You never know what you could end up with. We're going to put some designs on some of her, like some stars on some of her stuff. So hang in there. I want it to really match with this paper, background paper. V06. And I'm just putting a little bit of each one of these. I want more of that really light color so those eyes really pop on here. So just those 3 colors I told you about. Here's the one where it's going to get real light. And in this case, I'm going to start from the bottom and kind of work into the color so I don't drag any of that darker color into my picture. Because I want to keep that bottom of her eyes like really, really bright. It doesn't look so bright on camera, but it is really bright. And then I'm going to take my colorless blender real quick and just kind of run it over it a little bit to lighten it up just even a little bit more. I'm going to take my multi-liner and I'm going to color in that very dark pupil in the center. We will be adding the whites to her eyes. I also think because she's so pretty and she has these really cool eyelashes, we're going to actually color this part too because I want this to really stand out, and I just don't think it stands out quite as much as it could if I colored it in. And this will just look like she has a little bit of like mascara on, so it looks better on that side. Let me just get this center part real quick. And I'm not going to do the eyebrows. I just want to do like where the eyelashes would be. Just so they stand out just a little bit more. It kind of brings her eyes out. We could do just a teeny bit going down here so that that helps as well. I think that helps. Now, her nose, we didn't do her nose, so I am going to grab maybe the YR24 and just color in her little nose. I missed it when we were coloring, but I like it, so I wanted it to have a little bit of color on it. All right. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. She's just so pretty. So pretty. Let me move these markers because I need you to, if you want to write the measurements down, either get ready to take a snapshot or get a pen for this card. I don't have a sample already made. I was just kind of winging it, honestly. So, but I did write them down as I cut the paper, so hopefully it goes together nicely and it's pretty easy, but let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, this paper, I want to decorate this paper real quick before we go any further. And I think I want to do these two, like these two little guys right here. I really like this Sassy Club block that I have. So I'm just going to put these side by side, kind of with a little bit of space in between them, so that I can just stamp them down the side of the page, almost like just putting a pattern on this paper. This is the inside paper where people are going to write like their little note or whatever, and I'll just alternate them and go down. It just gives a little bit of design to the inside. You could do it along the top, the bottom. It just, I gave you these extras in the stamp set so you could build backgrounds or notes or whatever you wanted with it. So I want to actually add them. We got two shots. We got this one and then flip it over if it doesn't work on the front. So we have two chances to get these right in our spacing and all our stuff. They don't have to be perfect, but they do have to be somewhat lined up, otherwise they'll just look funny. So far, not too bad. We went a little bit that way on that one, so I'll just do this one a little bit that way so that it looks good. So this time I'm going to do it holding it like this so I can really line it up but move it back just a little bit. And once you do it, you do it. Not too bad. I like it. All right. That's going to go inside the card. I haven't decided which way. So when you start with this is going to be an A2 card, gift card holder. So when you start with one piece of 5.5 by 4.25. So there's no, it doesn't open up. It's just a piece of paper. Okay. Then let me put these notes right here. Okay. So this is your bottom piece, 5.5 by 4.25. That's what this is. Then you need some sort of pattern paper or accent paper or whatever you want. I chose this one. And I did it at 5.25 by 4. This one is actually at the 8s, but you get it. We talked about all of that last night, so I don't have to go over that yet again today. I mean, Tuesday night. This is the other side of that paper. Isn't it beautiful? And this is one of my favorite sheets from that. And this is the Interstellar paper pack. But I wanted you to see how much more you could do with this paper pack. That doesn't just have to be space. I mean, it can be anything you want. There we go. Now, I'm going to lay this on top of the black. And black is hard for me to see on top of this blue glass mat, so bear with me if I have to move it around a little bit to get it centered. There we go. Actually, it behaved tonight. We've come a long way from wood block stamps. Yes, we have. I only have one, I think. No, I have a couple of wood stamps, but they're very unique, specific, that you can't get anywhere else. But for the most part, I don't have any wood blocks anymore. Wood block stamps. I got rid of them all. Okay, so now you have this really cool one panel. Sorry for I thought it was Wednesday. It's been a crazy week. Up early watching my grandbaby. No daycare this week. Oh, I see. Okay, I was wondering what happened to you. You came just in time for the card, though, and you always watch the replay, so you're good. Oh, yes, this is her. Isn't she beautiful? She's our girl. Okay, so this is just one panel. We've done these 2 steps. Then there's the middle section that you could do in solid paper. 4.5 by 3.5. Okay, and for tonight, I chose to use glitter. This really shimmery glitter because this paper has white speckles and so does the one on the front, and I thought it would be really pretty. So here we go. So we're going to, I've been working on this big project and using all my glue, and I need to refill my glue. Okay, here we go. Then we're just going to center this in here. I want to be able to see the background. I want to be able to see that pattern paper that's back there. So we're just adding this little piece of paper right here. It kind of looks like we're making something that we're going to frame. Like you could potentially do this and then frame it in, 4x6 or whatever picture frame and have a beautiful piece of artwork, but we're not doing that tonight. The next one says for the top piece, you need a solid piece of paper. I went with black again at 6.5 by 4.25. Okay, so 6.5 this way by 4.25 this way. Okay. No, 4.25. Yeah, that's right. Is that right? Did I write that down wrong? Nope, that's right. 4.25 by 6.5. And then I scored it at 3.25. On this long side, I scored it at 3.25. Now we're going to fold it. I'm going to burnish it. And this one, I'm going to actually put the papers on this one before we finish up. So this is going to be the inside of your card. It's just a baby card. This is going to go on the inside of your card. And I have my cool little symbols on here. So like that. You could put them this way or this way. I kind of like them on the right side. So that's where they're going to go. For this. So we're going to place this on the inside. This is where you'll write your little note to whoever you will be giving this to. Okay. And then on the top piece, this is where I have cut these pieces. So the white pattern piece right here is the 3x4. And I have 3 pieces that are all 3x4. So 2 patterns, 1 white. That's these pieces right here. So one is going to go on the inside, one is going to go on the outside. Since I used purple on the outside on this one, I'm going to use this on the outside of this one. You can use any paper that you want. It's up to you. earlier I had a big goober in my glue. I had to take the thing off. I thought I got it all, but maybe I missed a piece of it. Oh, here it comes. All right, we're good now. All golden. All right, so we're going to place this on top. Just like that. Kind of want to scoot it up just a little bit. Oh, don't get crooked on me. There we go. Perfect. So we have this little tiny card book that you could, you know, use that if you wanted to, but you love the sparkle. And then on the inside is where you put the other one. So you choose what color you want to put on there or whatever. I'm going to use this purple color. And then we have one more step that I forgot to write on the instructions. So we will have to write that right now. There it is. Did you see it? A big gob came out. That's when I leave my glue open overnight and the big glob gets in there. It's my fault. User error. What can I say? It's not dots. When my glue does that. That's true. That could be really good. It doesn't do it very often, but I have been leaving it open. You wouldn't believe the amount of paper I have lined up around my desk. I'm working on a project right now. For my Bible study group, and it's a very big project, so I have been gluing and cutting, and yeah, that's crazy. All right, so there's the front. Now we have one more step before we put it together, and that is that we need this one piece of paper, which is 2 by 3, I think. 2 by 3, yeah. And you can do that in solid or pattern. It doesn't matter. You just need I'm going to do mine in pattern, so I'll say pattern paper. You need a 2 by 3, which is this piece right here. And what I'm going to do with this piece is I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Well, I think before I do that, I need to, I need to cut a half circle in this. So let me grab my punch real quick. I forgot I was going to need that punch earlier. So let me grab my circle punch. I have a 1-inch circle punch right here. You can do this with a die or whatever you want, but I think I want it to be up here. And then I'm just going to put halfway. There's a halfway mark. There's like a notch usually inside your circle cutter or whatever. And I usually eyeball it to see if I'm about half, like half on this side and half on that side. I'm not real good at measuring, so I just eyeball it. Now I have a little pocket. I'm going to put just a little teeny tiny bit of glue around the edge of these 3 sides. And then I'm going to place it down here at the bottom of this side of the card. So if you wanted, you could make it a gift card, or you could totally put like a photo, like, you know, a picture or a note or a whatever you want. But you kind of, it sort of blends in really nicely. But if you want to, I have old gift cards here, but it just slides a gift card in there. So it's not dry all the way yet. But when it is, you just slide a gift card in there and you should be good. It'll dry while we're putting the rest of it together, and then I'll be able to show you. It's glossy paper, so the glossy paper, you really have to wait till the glue is dry. If it's not glossy paper, the glue grabs to the the material really quick. Otherwise, you have to wait and then you'll be fine. So now all we're going to do is glue the back of this, and we're going to center it right in the middle of this card base we have right here. This is going to be on glitter paper, and usually things don't stick real well to glitter paper. So I have this 3-in-1 glue. I'm going to show you. It looks like this. I don't use it very often, but for gluing on glitter, I usually use it. But I put it in a teeny tiny bottle because I just don't use that much at a time. And plus it takes forever to like come out. And so if you have a big bottle and it's half gone, it takes forever. So I put it in a little one, and I usually put this one when I'm gonna stick to that. And you could use, you could also use, what's the other one called? I just bought some of the other one the other day. Hold on, I'll look in a minute. But as long as you have some of this, it'll hold really well. It just doesn't come out very easily. It's really good for teeny tiny spots. But if I have trouble getting it out, sometimes I'll just take this off. And I'll just go straight from the, if I can get it. I got it last night. But tonight my fingers are slippery little suckers. I can't get it off there. Here, we'll just have Dale get it off. And I'll show you the other glue while I'm thinking about it. I haven't opened this glue yet. Oh, Zip Dry. That's what it's called. Zip Dry works really good too. You need that circle punch. That circle punch I got off of Amazon. It was really cheap. It's called EK Tools. It's a 1-inch punch. No, it's not. I put it on last night. Oh, you think it's stuck now?
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh, not anymore. Oh, that's how you get it off. Well, I'm just throwing it away.
I have another bottle.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it away because we are not going to battle that. That's like a pain. But that's what a real life video is all about right there.
Just dip it.
Dale says dip it and just put the glue on there like that. I don't need a whole lot. I just need enough to stick to the glitter, because otherwise, I don't know how you guys are, but for me, if it won't stick to the glitter, I just get frustrated. So we just need a little bit. Now we're going to center it on here. This was my fault for doing glitter on a video, but it's okay. We got it. So, yeah, once you stick it down, though, it's going to stick really good. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to press that glue down real quick. I say real quick, but I am going to hold it for a minute or two. This is my soda press, and this is how I get that glue that I just gobbed on there all spread out. And it probably got mad at me because I used that glue so much the other night when I made this. You guys see that video of it? I had to use the glue on top of this glitter because they just wouldn't stick unless I did. So, but I like to use this glitter, and I just can't get anything to really stick to it. But look, see, that one's getting its hold. Oh, I somehow got purple on there. On my paper. Like, where did that come from? We should put some more on there. Just kidding. Alright, so this is our gift card holder. Fits right in there. So now you know how that works. And then we're going to take this gorgeous girl, and we're going to stick her on this card because she is really rocking the hero. I mean, you could put her on a wobble, or you could put, you can put her however you want. Your choice. Ooh, honey, can you throw that away? I cannot. That glue, you can't leave that glue open. I'm telling you, that glue is potent. It'll start that headache in no time. I mean, I can use it, but not for very long. I got the zip dry. I haven't tried it, but, well, I mean, we tried it at the Paper Ganza, and I really liked it, so I bought it, but I haven't opened it and tried it yet, so I'm not really sure what I think of that one, so I can't really give you an opinion on that, but, when I put the white gel pen on her, it is going to look good. I'm going to press this again. So those are the measurements right there. If you were looking to snapshot it, now would be the time. Those are the sizes in inches, not in centimeters. I know it's hard to find videos sometimes that are in inches. Videos with the inches described. I really liked this pin that fit in that too. That makes me sad. I'll have to open my zip dry now. I want to put some bling on here, and then we will be done. But isn't she needs a sentiment though. Do I have some already? The only sentiment I have out right now is thanks. That's the only one I already have pre-stamped. Although you could use that. Oh, wait, no, I got a whole bunch of these. Ooh. Ooh. Look, I forgot I made a whole thing of purple ones. It's perfect. Inspire. Congrats. These are all from our word stencils. Our double layer word stencils. Somebody gave me a rubber stamp. That's probably the second one I have in my room. Anyway, these are just some of the words, but these are really neat. I mean, it is going to have a gift card in it, so celebrate is appropriate. Inspire. Congrats. Could be like graduation or something. Or you could put it inside. I think outside, but I like the words better. I think I'm going to cut one of these words out. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie, I already have them stamped out, so let's just use one of them. I have your wickedly awesome, your birthday may cause uncontrollable fun. Cake, confetti, and a little bit of trouble. That's the one we need. Or another year wiser, braver, and more unstoppable, and happy birthday. Look, we could cut them both out. Let's do it. Let's do, cake, confetti, and a little bit of trouble, and happy birthday. We'll use them both. And since I already had them out, they'll be pretty easy to just cut them up real quick. Just going to put this one on the inside. The paper's white anyway, so you're not really going to notice all of that. Just going to put it right inside there. Like that. I may get a sponge and sponge up a little more purple on the inside so you can't tell there's a mistake on there. I'm not really sure how I got that purple on there. I'm going to cut this one out and put it under her feet, and then we will have a birthday card. We're just going to put some bling and we'll be all done. And I really like how her hair came out. I think the white gel pen's going to make it pop here in a few minutes. When I get to that, I'll be able to put something in that little headband so you can see it. But I think it's perfect with a little bitty sentiment like that. I think the big sentiment was a little overpowering, so I decided not to go with that one this time. But we have them for next time. No problemo. So I'm going to flip this over. Put this here. There we go. I almost put it upside down, which would be such a bummer at this point. I'm just going to press that for a second. Oops. Up. Bumped it. Up, bumped it. There we go. Not that one. Not that one. I think I want to go with the purple and the blue. These are the dots we have in the shop, so if you like them, you can go check them out. I think I'm gonna put 2 over there, and I'm gonna put 3 on this side. So probably gonna go with the 1 purple and 1 blue on that side, and then I want to be able to pick them up with my little do my jobby. So there's 1 purple. Hey, flip over. Pick it up off my finger if I can. You know, I can't tell you how much I lose these. All over my desk. I'm going to put this one over here. And then I'm going to use the smaller ones, tinier ones for the rest. So, there's a little bitty one right here. And don't worry, the glue will dry clear and you won't be able to see it. And I say that every time. And I promise it's right. One more, and I think I'm going to use blue again. Because I kind of like, I like how the blue looks. And I like how the purple looks. And I think that's great. Aw, thanks, Beth. That's so sweet. I'm glad I've inspired you. I love more coloring people with me. It's so much fun. Oh, by the way, Beth, do you watch Craft Roulette? Mark your calendar for December 12th, because I will be on Craft Roulette on December 12th. So if you want to learn or watch or get used to it before I go live, then you can watch. We'll talk about it more as it gets closer, but if you watch Craft Roulette, just FYI, I will be on Craft Roulette in December. I'm so excited. We just settled up the date yesterday. There we go. Any excess glue, you can wipe it off if you want, or you can leave it on. It dries clear, so it doesn't really matter. But it kind of bugs me because I'm a little bit OCD about that. But we need our white gel pen and then we're done. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? Her skin is so beautifully soft looking to me. Also, I broke my white gel pen, you guys. What am I going to do? I'm going to fall apart without my white gel pen. I'm going to have to buy a new case because I broke it. Alright, we're going to put her little whites in her eyes. Oh, she looks so cute. I'm going to put a little bit in this bow area back here. I'm going to put a little bit along her shoe. In the back because, you know, because that's where I feel like putting it. Put a little bit on her fingers. Let's see. Anywhere else? Anywhere else? I mean, if we want her teeth to stand out, we could put a little bit of white in there. I mean, I didn't get any coloring inside her teeth, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll make them look a little bit more. We can give her an earring. Have you ever thought of that? You can give them an earring with your white gel pen if you want. So cute. Here you go. This is our girl. And we used Interstellar paper pack, but it works super great with that. You open it up. It's really pretty. It matches everything, and it's a gift card holder. So you have all those different options of it, and you can make your variation, or you can follow these measurements, and you can make it a little bit bigger or smaller. It's up to you, whatever you like. But yeah, there we go. I love her. She was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that you're liking and will try the different card bases. I'm trying to rack my brain for card shapes and sizes that I used to do, or that I've recently seen, or just kind of make them up based off of something I saw. And I hope you guys are liking that, because I got quite a few more up my sleeve. So we'll keep doing that. And then if you can't remember the measurements, or you need them, you can come back and watch them on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate it if you're watching YouTube, or you go out to YouTube, to please, please like and subscribe. We are really trying to grow that. It won't allow us to connect our store until we have more people following us. So it would really, really help. See, it's already drying clear. These dots, Dale makes them in-house. Can't get them anywhere else, only with us. I should have glued that down. Well, I'll do it later. There's the gift card. So yeah, we're really excited. We're sponsoring a retreat with the LVN Handcrafted group. So we're sponsors there, and you know, just lots and lots of stuff. You don't think you wanted that paper pack, but now you have to add it. I mean, it's so universal. And her hair, look how good her hair looks with that sky. It's perfect. Hey, Cheryl. Good night. Try to get some rest. I know you're tired. Me too. I'm tired too. But I have so much fun when I come visit with you guys on these lives. So make sure you come back on Tuesday at 8 Central. Good night.